Welcome back to the Plus Side of Nashville, everybody. You know, when words are not adequate and pain is too deep, therapeutic art is being used to promote healing. Your Heart on Art is an organization that uses creative expression to help heal the heart and minds of people of all ages and walks of life who are living in grief, pain, stress, and fear. Joining me now is Eileen Wallach, who is the CEO and founder of Your Heart on Art. She is also a licensed clinical social worker as well as a certified grief counselor and my hero.
Thank you.
I have been talking about you ever since I met you, and I wanted to point out you recently received the Governor's Award for Bravery.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On that. Before we get into more about what you do to help folks, take us back and tell us why this is so important for you and your story.
Thank you for allowing me to share my story, by the way. I am a survivor of suicide loss. I witnessed my husband taking his own life 4 years ago in August in front of me in our home. As a clinical social worker, I know what it's like to lose your words. And so out of this came Your Heart on Art, because I needed to heal. And as long as I heal, I can help other people heal the same way.
You've been able to help a lot of people over the years. And I think when I think of art, I don't always think of it as a way of helping me to heal. What is the psychology behind using art as a healing tool?
One, you don't have to use words. Two, you can do it in abstract so nobody actually understands what you're putting out there because they don't know what you're thinking and feeling in the moment of you creating. So it forms a safe, non-threatening environment for you to be able to purge what it is that you're actually carrying in your heart.
So when you started this organization, did you find that art had helped you?
I've used art my entire life, pretty much. I think I was about 18 years old when I had a traumatic life-altering event, and a wonderful social worker took my hand and said, you know, you just seem like you need another avenue. And she said, pick up a crayon and just do what you need to do with that crayon. And that's exactly what I did. And from that day on, I've been using art as a healing tool.
Let's talk about, Eileen, some of the pieces that you brought along with you today. Now, this mask, what does it represent? Who did this?
So this mask was done by a third grader at Napier Elementary School. And we were talking about what it feels like to the outside world of who you are, and then the inside is what you actually feel like without telling the world. So this young third grader cut the words out of the magazines and created her mask.
Wow.
And so the other side also has what she felt like from the inside out.
So the backside
Correct.
are words to express she feels healing and love and celebrating, stressed out, jealous. And then, of course, on the outside, is this the world as she shows people?
Correct. Or also how her outside world is reflected into her.
Ambitious, wow. That is really, really interesting. And then talk about this.
So this is, some people call them rain sticks, some people call them spirit sticks. For us, it is a tactile piece of creative art. We work also with the deaf. So this has beans and rice in it so that they actually can feel the vibration of the sound in which they just created.
Wow, that is a beautiful piece too.
Thank you.
Now, talk about this bottle, a message in a bottle.
So a message in a bottle doesn't necessarily mean it came from a lost loved one. It could also be you sending your lost loved one a message. And it's just created out of giving people supplies and saying, you have to decide, are you sending somebody a message or are you receiving a message back from somebody? And then the blue piece in this actually has the message on it, and then the bottle is sealed.
Wow.
Safe and non-threatening.
Safe and non-threatening. What about the tennis shoes here?
So the tennis shoes were created by an artist here in Nashville, a young intern that we had, and when she brought them to me, that's where the light bulb goes off, and I was like, wow, we're going to create a program called Spend a Day in My Shoes. So if you spent a day in my shoes, you'd be at Your Heart on Art. But we actually then evoke emotions by having people create what it's like to spend a day in their shoes after a traumatic life-altering event.
Wow. Well, that just brings me to a very important point. We're going to meet someone. We're going to take a break. And someone who we're going to find out how spending a day in her shoes after going through some really, really difficult things in her life. So stay with us. We've got more on Your Heart on Art when we come back.